Thank you all so very much again for joining. I am Barbara Holt-Streeter. I serve as the Director of Strategic Partnerships for the Office of the County Executive and in the role of the liaison with the County Executive Office. So we are so grateful to see each and every one of you today. I'm excited as we're ending the last day of January on a very great note with the Local Development Council. My role today in the beginning is to introduce our new chair. As some of you know who have served on this committee, there is a term limit for members, council members and chair. And so Dr. Lattimore was highly recommended, county executive approved, and we are excited to have a woman of her stature. Dr. Lattimore's area of interest includes public policy administration, grants, acquisition, life cycle framework, consulting and publishing books. She has certification in a number of things, so certification in leadership, as well as federal acquisition process. And she has an active top secret SCI clearance. Shh, you didn't hear it from me. She is amazing as an executive supervisory management, and she's also a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. If anyone else is in the Divine Nine, you understand, and is one of our sisters as well. Her professional experience includes working alongside of us in the Office of the County Executive in the role of Local Development Council and serves widely in the government field as well. We are honored to have her serve in this capacity along with the new vice chair that I know Dr. Lattimore will introduce. We are here to work alongside of Dr. Lattimore as one body as we continue to do the work for Prince George's County. Something just happened. Okay. All right. I see we have the agenda here. Okay. And so I will now turn over the meeting now to Dr. Lattimore, Dr. Toy Lattimore, our new chair of Local Development Council. Let's give her a round. If it's on mute, it's okay. We can see your hands. Dr. Lattimore, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much. I can't see you guys because the agenda is up, but I want to thank
Dr. Lattimore. I'm sorry. Letitia, can you take the agenda down for us, please, so we can see each other?
That's much better. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and making this meeting successful. Thank you, Ms. Holt-Streeter, for the introduction. I really am looking forward to a successful year here at the LDC, and I'm looking forward to working together with some of our stakeholders and partners within the Prince George's County. So I am going to lean heavily, as I told Ms. Holt-Streeter and Ms. Curry and Delegate Turner, on them, because this is my first time doing this type of a position as a volunteer, and I will make mistakes. Please correct me if I say something wrong, if I have a title wrong. I'm always open to learning and doing things different, and I'm amenable to change. So with that stated, we do have a full agenda. We don't have time frames. It's just whenever we get through the business. But I would like to acknowledge Delegate Turner for being the vice chair and coming back this year and keeping us laughing. Delegate Turner, would you like to introduce yourself? Is she on mute? She's on mute. Y'all have to give her a minute at every meeting.
Okay. Oh,
there she goes. She getting to be a pro, y'all.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the LDC. And we're gonna have nothing but fun on top of fun and business, and take care of business. For who don't know Delegate Turner, I have been a delegate for 18 years, and I want y'all to know that I'm one of the originals LDC members. And so anytime y'all need to ask me anything, y'all can call me at any time. My numbers should be on file. Definitely. And when it's my turn on the roster, I would just like to give a little update about what's happening up in Annapolis, Madam Chair.
Okay, we appreciate that. We're gonna ask that from all of the councilmen or the delegates, council members, you know, to give us an update to keep the committee updated on what's going on in Annapolis.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Mhm.
Dr. Lattimore, would you like me to put the agenda back up?
No, I have it in front of me.
Okay.
The next thing that I would like to do, and we didn't have an opportunity to do this, was to thank Pastor Robinson for all of his time and effort that he put into the LDC. He really stayed on top of a lot of the issues. I wish we could have had the opportunity to thank him for all of his hard work and all the years that he was on the LDC. And he's not far. So if, you know, if I need to reach out to him for something, he's always offered me that opportunity since this is my first time being a chair for the LDC. But I think we're all going to miss him. So I would just like to recognize him and to just say thank you, Pastor Robinson, for ensuring that the LDC executed, you know, the jobs and responsibilities and, you know, that we were supposed to do. The oversight of the grant money was a big project for him. And, you know, we did that successfully. So again, I don't think I'll be able to fill his shoes. I don't think anyone will be able to fulfill his shoes, but I'm gonna give it a try. So at this point, I would like to turn it over to Ms. Holt Streeter so that she can introduce her team.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Lattimore. And in terms of filling the shoes, you're right. You can't fill his shoes because you have your own shoes. And we're going to walk right alongside of you because we know you're going to do great work. So we're here to support you.
I
Okay?
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. And so with that, the team that's here to support, I'll start looking at the boxes here. I'll start with Ms. Sheila Curry. She serves as our Grants and Special Projects Manager here on the Office of Strategic Partnerships. Ms. Sheila, did you want to say a few words?
Yes, hello, everybody. I'm here to support, just like Barbara said. So anything I can do or help you guys with, you have questions at any time, don't hesitate to email all three of us, our whole team. So thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila. Ms. Sheila has been part of the administration for the past 5 years, so she knows and has a passion for grants and working with our nonprofit organizations. Next, we have Ms. Letitia Vincent, who serves as our administrative coordinator and has been doing an amazing job over the last few months, really getting us in a great form of organization and doing a great job since she just stepped into this role with LDC. Ms. Letitia, would you like to share a few words?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you again for those kind words, Ms. Barbara. As she stated, I am the administrative coordinator for strategic partnerships out of the county executive office. And so I'm here to support you all as much as I can, Dr. Lattimore, Delegate Turner, administratively, getting you all the agendas, making sure the website gets updated, ensuring that when we get to the grant process that I assist Kanika from OMB and the others that are part of that process to ensure a smooth transition through each stage and create structure and infrastructure as needed. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And we also have Miss Kanika Bynum. I think I see her name. Miss Kanika is with the Office of Management and Budget. And Miss Kanika, would you, there she is.
Hi, Kanika.
Hello. Hi, yes, I'm with the Office of Management and Budget. So I have mostly been helping with the grants during the grants process. And so I've worked with Dr. Lattimore before, and I know you're going to do a great job at this, just staying on top of everything.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll continue to do that. Thanks.
Well, we want to thank you because she has done an awesome job. Awesome on the grants. So I'm glad to see your face again.
Yeah. Nice to see everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Kanika. She is the one behind the scenes. Sometimes you don't always
Yes.
see her, but she is the one that really does so much work to make sure that grant process is moving in the right manner and to ensure that everyone of our nonprofits are getting paid as well.
Okay.
All right. So that is our team. Again, as I've shared earlier, we are here to walk alongside of you, Dr. Lattimore, as well as yourself, Delegate Turner, and the entire council as well. So we're here to support you. All right.
All right. Can we do a pivot that's not on the agenda and have everyone introduce themselves?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to start with Miss Huggins.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Evelina Huggins. I worked hard for it, so
I hear you.
I put it in front of my name. I am a grant writer and project manager for the University of Maryland Health. I'm currently overseeing about 7 million in grants now. I am also the presiding elder of every AME Zion Church from Prince George's County to Baltimore City. So if there's an AME Zion Church, I'm overseeing that pastor. So that's what I do, and I'm happy to be here. Last year was a learning year for me. So I've got my feet wet, and so I'm here to do whatever that needs to be done.
Well, thank you and welcome back.
Thank you.
Miss Palmer?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gloria Palmer. I am in the process of returning to Clinton after living 20 years in Massachusetts. My husband and myself, we started moving the end of last year, so we're hoping to complete the move. I am currently living in Surratt's Garden community, and our community association is in a reboot, and I have accepted the position of chairperson. I am on this meeting tonight because I am trying to familiarize myself with several of the community organizations and the government organizations. So I am glad to be here, and I'm interested in what this particular local development council is doing. Thank you.
Well, thank you and welcome. We appreciate you joining our committee. Miss Taylor?
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Tequila Taylor. I'm the legislative aide for Senator Muse.
I thought so.
Yeah, I'm fairly new. I was able to get on one of the meetings at the end of the year. So I'm really happy to be here. Looking forward to learning a lot. Like I said, I'm a newbie. I started with Senator Muse at the end of last session. So I'm still sort of getting my feet wet and learning the process of things. Super excited to be working with him. We have some really good bills that he is working on for the community. One that I'm excited about is SB 151 is the Prince George's County Work Group on Health and Wellness. And we're hoping that that will help to change some lives and help our community become stronger and more healthy via reviewing, different practices and programs and offering services to our people. So we're really looking forward to that. And I'm just looking forward to learning, all about LDC and of course, keeping Senator Muse in the loop with everything that goes on here. So.
Okay, well, welcome. We appreciate you. I think you came to some of our meetings last term.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you. We look forward to getting a little synopsis on what's going on with Senator Muse as we do with Delegate Turner, because I think those, having you guys here just gives the community more information and a better understanding of what's going on in Annapolis and how you guys can help us and vice versa.
Absolutely.
Okay. Miss Bethia?
Good evening. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we
Can you hear
can.
me?
Hello?
Okay. My name is Ebony Buffet. I am a licensed social worker in Maryland, but I currently work for the Department of Defense in military justice. Last year was my first year with the LDC, so it was my learning year, but I'm excited to kind of be more interactive this year since I know a little bit more and my feet are kind of wet. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming back. I think we all have something key and in mind as we speak, learning. You know, we're
Yes.
all ready to learn and learn more. So I think with Ms. Holt Streeter and Ms. Curry and Letitia, um, Kanika, they're gonna guide us in the right direction. So I'm with y'all. So we're all a crew, okay?
We're all together,
We're
right?
all together. Um,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Miss Ford, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Rhonda Ford is my name, and I am with Kids Eat Free under Soldiers Ministries. We are one of the organizations that received funding last fiscal year, and we're 100% volunteers. No one's paid in our organization, and I'm the volunteer that seeks and follows up on funding opportunities. And I've sat in on LDC meetings before. I think it's really good to just understand, what the council's responsible for, what are you looking for, what do you expect of the organizations that you fund? And in order to do that, we need to know, well, to me personally, I think I need to sit in, even if we can't sit in on all the meetings, on some of them. And I thank you for, what you do.
Okay, well, it's nice meeting you and thank you for coming. What is the name of your organization again? I didn't understand that.
Kids Eat Free
Oh, Kids Eat Free.
under Soldiers Ministries. Soldiers Ministries is the 501c3 organization, but the
Yes, ma'am.
project that was funded is Kids Eat Free.
Yes, yes.
And I'm
Remember
sorry,
that.
ladies, my hair is ready for nighttime. Otherwise, I would put my camera on. I'll be prepared next time.
Oh, don't worry, no worries. We're just happy you're here.
Okay.
All right, thank you. J.M. Parker.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Parker.
Oh, Mrs. Parker. Okay, thank you. I didn't want to mess that up.
No worries. Senator Muse and Delegate Turner are actually my representatives. Delegate Turner is actually my neighbor, and I am on this call I'm on this call to listen and gain information and insight in relation to the LDC. Thank you so very much.
Well, thank you for coming out and joining us. We look forward to you being on the grants committee. I just threw that out there, because we're going to need a lot of help.
I heard you. I am a silent observer.
Okay. Ms. Robinson? Okay, so maybe she stepped away for a moment. Miss Lane. Sharice Lane.
Hi, sorry, I don't know if
Hi.
you can see me. I'm in the car waiting for my kids to get out of basketball practice. But I'm Sharice Lane, and I'm the owner of Green Bar. It's in Fort Washington, Maryland. If you're not familiar with it, it's a healthy salad concept for the PG community, and this is my second year on the LDC.
Okay, well, welcome back, Sharice. It's nice to have you.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. So we will come back to, I think it was, who didn't I get to? Mr. and Mrs. No, I got to that one. Whoever I missed, please let me know so that at the end of the meeting that we'll give you that opportunity to introduce yourself again. I think it was Shay Robinson.
I'm sorry, I was having problems getting the mute off. My name
Okay.
is Shay Robinson. I'm just a resident of Prince George's County, and I got an invitation. I was trying to see what information or resources that I can gain from this meeting. So that's why I got into this meeting, and I had some things that I wanted to find out about getting help with in our community. And I thought this meeting, I need to find out, I guess, more information about this meeting.
Okay, well, welcome. If you don't find out the information that you need, we certainly have our strategic partners on here that will point you in the right direction. So that's for sure. But thank you for joining us tonight. And with that said, I'll turn it back over to Ms. Holt Streeter.
All right. Thank you so very much. And so one of the things we have here, hold on one moment. I'm sorry. I was in the office and people were saying, see you later. All righty. And so we wanted to discuss a number of members, open positions, the standard operating procedures, and the appointment process. So currently we have 9 members that are part of the Local Development Council, and was very excited today. We were able to have a quorum to move forward with our meeting. According to our operating procedures, we should have 15 members appointed in the role of the Local Development Council. I spoke to our appointment secretary, Miriam Brewer, and she is going through some names that have been presented to her to be able to go through the vetting process. And so with that, we are looking at hoping to have some new council members during the springtime. I don't have a definite date. I will keep you posted as soon as possible, as soon as I receive some information as well. And then with the standard operating procedures, as a council member, this is what I'm looking at. I know you can't really see it here, but I believe Letitia may have sent that to the members. Letitia, am I correct? If not,
Yes, it was on the last email, not this email, but the last email, and I can pull it up if you need to.
okay. No, I just wanted to make sure that everyone does have a copy of it. One of the things I do want to read from this is the mission. And it's three primary roles. And someone had asked to find out, I believe one of the guests, what does the LDC, what do they do? It's comprised of members who are residents, business owners, and community leaders who are in close proximity to the Prince George's County Casino facility. The mission is 3: the consultation on expenditures for the local impact funds. Number 2, review of the casino license master plan for the development, and consultation on the development of the comprehensive transportation plan. So this is about 8 pages of what's in the operating procedures. As I shared with the 15 members, it does include 1 senator, which we have Senator Muse, who represents the district where the facility is located. It also includes 2 delegates. That's Delegate Turner, as well as Delegate Jamila Woods. We also will have a representative of the video lottery operation license and 7 residents of the communities in the immediate area. The term of the membership is that the county executives, you are served on the pleasure of the county executive for 1-year terms, renewable up to 3 times for a total of 4-year terms, beginning then of January 2016. Then I also wanted to share the last part here. I'll turn to it quickly. Is that one of the reasons why we were not able to meet, because we did have questions for the last meeting in January and December, because we did not have a quorum. And according to our standard operating procedures, we must have a quorum to host the meeting. And so with that, under that, I believe Dr. Lattimore said also about committees. There are committees that should be part of the Local Development Council, as well as we prepare for any additional information. The last part of this standard operating procedures, we do talk about administrative duties. The Prince George's County Staff Liaison, which is myself that serves here, and our administrative team are here to provide any operating procedures information and make sure we keep track of the contact information in terms of the members here as well. We also will do our best to continue with the role of Letitia to update the LDC website. So I do want to share with you, over the last probably 3 to 6 months, we have undergone a complete review process of our website. So different agencies and different departments. So we're doing our best to make sure we've kept everything up to date. We have even made changes since the last meeting to ensure that information is current. If you ever see anything that is not up to date and you have questions regarding the website, we again are only an email or phone call away, and then we are able to provide any service or questions for you. So I wanted to at least give you a sort of an overview of what the standard operating procedures include. Right. And I think that was it for my portion, Dr. Lattimore.
All right, thank you so much. So the next item on the agenda is to discuss the grant process and the next steps. Now, I wasn't able to review that. So Kanika, I understand, is going to provide us an overview of that process. And is it possible, Kanika, what was sent out tonight can be shared on the screen here?
I think, Letitia, do you have?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm doing this on my phone, so I'm gonna try to make it a little bigger. But so for the grant process, this timeline was created a couple of weeks ago, and so some of the dates are a little tentative. You can see the announcement happening today, but the goal for the LDC grant process, so for fiscal year 24, it's kind of starting right about now. The goal is that organizations would hear about the grant and the opportunity to apply for it within the next week or two. I think the county exec's office will send out a email to the listserv, and it's mostly organizations who are kind of expecting the funding, but we encourage the LDC to get the word out to organizations who might not know about it. And the funding is called the Local Impact Grant, and it's for organizations who want to serve the 6-mile radius area around the MGM casino. So it's, of course, organizations might serve Prince George's County as a whole, and we appreciate that. But this particular grant is really for the 6-mile radius around the MGM casino. And so we want, as much as possible during this time, to kind of get the word out that that funding is available. And we'll hold a workshop in February to kind of take applicants step by step through the application process. And we'll show them what to fill out, how to fill it out, and most importantly, the documents that they need to submit to be eligible for the funding. So the funding is available to, again, nonprofits, which includes churches, but they do have to be registered as a nonprofit, who serve residents of the 6-mile radius area. So they could serve residents all over Prince George's County, but this particular funding would only be used for, the residents within the 6-mile area. So there's a couple of schools within the area. Of course, there's churches, and there's tons of organizations that do lots of good work in the area. The deadline would be March 22nd. So between the application workshop and the application deadline, there's about a month for applicants to submit their applications. And of course, during that time, all of the county exec staff and myself are available for questions if any applicant needs anything before they submit their application, so they can put their best foot forward. Between the application deadline of March 22nd and April 19th, I'll be going through every application manually by hand and making sure that they've submitted everything that's been required just to receive the funds. So I'm making sure that the organizations that have applied for funding will be eligible just on the basis of being nonprofits and whatever else the LDC has required as a part of the grant to even receive funding. And then between April 19th and June 7th, the grant committee, who would be members of the LDC, they will look at the work that the organizations do and then decide which organizations they would like to fund and for how much. So that's much more of a content and program-based review, and that's what the LDC will do. I'll just be looking at, the Office of Management and Budget will just be looking at whether or not they're qualified to receive funding, public funding from the county. And so on June 19th, the LDC meets every third Wednesday. On June 19th, the LDC will meet to approve the list that the grant committee has recommended, approve. I'm sure, there might be internal discussions about that, but the LDC will meet on June 19th to recommend a list of awardees for fiscal year 24, which organizations would receive the funding. And then by June 30th, we would really like by then, to the end of the fiscal year for the county, to be able to get the payments out to those organizations. So it's by the time we get to that June 19th, it's a really tight turnaround. So we do got to make sure that we're on our P's and Q's with that one. But it's been going well every year, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But that's the grant process, and organizations have a year to spend the funds. And if they submit a mid-year report and a final report, and if they have any trouble with that, they can always, and they contact the LDC email, and we can talk about repurposing or an extension, and then those requests will go before the LDC chair. And Dr. Lattimore, I don't know if you want to make those decisions yourself or if you consult with the committee, but the LDC will decide if grantees are allowed to extend their grant terms or repurpose the money. Maybe they couldn't spend it for a certain reason, and so they want to do something else with it. Those decisions will go before the LDC.
Okay, Kanika, I have a question.
Sure.
So I think, I've been doing the grants for the last 4 years, and one thing that I will say is that tight timeline, like January 31st, I was like, oh, that's today. But my first question is, can we put this notification in, I think it's like the electronic newsletters that come out to all Prince George's County, that, you're signed up for it, so that everyone, really has the opportunity, to see that. And my second question is, and maybe our strategic partners, Ms. Curry and Holt Streeter, can answer this question. Last year when we did the grants, I know it's supposed to be within a 6-mile radius. Some of the applications of the location of the 501c3s and nonprofits were in a different area. However, the service was taking place within the five-mile radius. What is the rule for that? I thought it was you had to live within the, your company, your nonprofit had to be within the 6-mile radius, or, within this district. But we had some applications where, say, for example, the company was in Bowie, but they perform the service for the grant within the 6-mile radius. Can you clarify that for me?
So I would say that, right, the stipulation is that the funds are used to serve the people in the 6-mile radius, but the organization could be in DC, or they could be in Charles County. But we just stipulate that they use the funds within the 6-mile radius. That's been, I think that's how we've been operating for, I think, since at least I've been doing this.
Well, it makes sense, because I'm sure it's not all, it just makes sense, because that 6 miles is not a lot of nonprofits.
Yeah. It'd be hard to disperse all those funds.
Correct, which brings to my next question, and I'm going to put this on Ms. Holt Streeter to talk about the funding this year.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, as some of you may or may not know, funding has decreased from last year, and that funding was $850,000. It is now $400,000. So with that, we do know the number of grant participants probably will still be the same, if not more. But we will do the best in terms of the grant review process to make sure, again, that the most qualified nonprofits that are serving those residents, as Kanika mentioned, indicated, that are in that 6-mile radius, and also for their needs and services as well. So that grant amount is $400,000. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, thank you. I just wanted Ms. Holt Streeter to speak to that, because I didn't want to say anything out of turn. I did speak with Council Member Burrows, and he suggested that we look at some of the initiatives that we have underneath the grant process. And you know, he and you know, the district, they may be willing to match whatever funding we may, for example, give out to for those who can eat. I forgot what the name of it is, but they feed it's the food bank. So say, for example, if we gave the food bank a grant of, I'm just throwing this out there, 1,000, that he would like to partner with us and then give them 1,000 as well with you know, as much as he can from his district. So we're going to invite him here. I'm going to work with Ms. Holt Streeter and Ms. Curry to set that up so that, you know, we can at least hear what he has to say since this is his district. I will tell you that the grant process last year, we got, I think 60 something applications, and it was 3 of us, Carrie Mack, Rashida, and myself. And that was a very time consuming, because Pastor Robinson used to get on us that we were too hard on the applicants, but we just really looked at them hard because some, you know, let's just be honest, some people out there just didn't use the money for what they said they were going to use it for. So we really got down into the weeds, into the applications as far as rating them. And we will need at least 5 to 6 people to serve when we look at these applications, and we would just break them up, you know, in the way that Kanika gives them to us, and 13's one person, 13 another, and 14. But it does take a lot of time and effort. So please make sure that you can spare your, you know, time to look at these, because Kanika is right. That window is tight. Last year, we barely made it. This year, if we get 60 some applications, just based on the fact that the money has been decreased, will be most likely given out not as much a high amount in dollars to everyone, but we're going to try to fund those that are qualified. So Kanika was correct in that. And I think Ms. Huggins, you had a question?
I did. Thank you very much. Just want to know, are we notifying persons that our funding pool is much smaller? Because another issue that seemed to have come up was refunding the same people over and over and over again. And then if I've been getting this consistently and then all of a sudden I'm not, and no one said the funding has declined or is lower now. So is there a way that persons who may have applied previously are made aware that while we have funded various worthwhile causes, that we may not be able to at this point because of our funding? Are they made aware of that?
Ms. Huggins, I'm going to answer part of your question, and I am going to ask Ms. Holt Streeter and Ms. Curry to answer the other part, because I'm not privy to that information. As far as the same people getting it over and over again, you are correct. Before Rashida, Ms. Carrie Mack, and myself got on, we started that's one of the things that we saw. It was repetitive, the same people every year. And I'm like, nope, that's not happening. And, you know, last year we did have a D9 organization that actually called and said, I get this every year. I didn't get it this year. Well, your application didn't meet the standards this year. So that told me and showed us that what we were doing was making a dent in letting people know that this is not money that you should expect in your budget, that it is a rigorous process. So we understand that. That is an excellent point, and that is something that we're going to continue to do. As far as, has the announcement been made that the funds were cut or anything like that, Ms. Holt Streeter or Ms. Carey, can you answer that? And if that was announced, how did they get notified, or if we should be notifying them?
Let me, before I answer that, Kanika, quick question for you, if you're still here. Okay.
I'm here.
All right. When the reduction took place, is that something that would have been notified through the budget announcement or through county council? Do you know that?
I would say that in terms of the $400,000 that is grant money available, a particular announcement would not have gone out to like the nonprofit community that that particular grant funding had been reduced. I mean, I think unless you're like, really kind of studying the emails that the county sends out, I don't think most people would have noticed. I think that the communication would be when the announcement goes out, or I don't know
That's
if
what
it
I
already
thought.
has gone out, but when the announcement goes out that the funding is available, that we would note that the funding was reduced this year. That might be the time to communicate that information. And then honestly, it could be up to the LDC whether they want to fund the same amount of organizations, but just at a lower amount per organization, or if you want to fund less organizations but just give them more of the money. Of course that's up to your discretion, but I don't think nothing from the Office of Management and Budget would have come out to let the nonprofit community know. County agencies are aware, but the nonprofit community might not be aware that that funding was reduced.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. I just wanted to do a double check. So when the notification is released, and I just need to do a confirmation, then it typically includes what the amount is
Stop it.
as what we have done
Stop.
before.
Stop.
As what we have done before. So that amount should be listed as well. It's okay, Dr. Lattimore.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, so so if we could do that, just to let everyone know that that funding has decreased, to a certain amount, or whatever language you guys want to use. I think that that's only fair, to let the county and the nonprofits know, just in case they may be expecting those same amounts, this year, because even those nonprofits that put in all their paperwork and everything, and they do it all right. I think a lot of them, if they get selected, they kind of work that into their budget as like a placeholder. And that's something that we don't want anyone to do. But I do think that Ms. Huggins has a point. We need to let them all know this year. And, when we get the grant committee together, that's one of the things that we need to discuss is, how do we plan on awarding the grants, and how much. I want to try to give everyone that has a complete application some money to fund their organizations. And if we are able to do that, we can. And if not, because of the fundings being cut, we may not be able to do that. And that's something that we would definitely have to explain to everyone.
That makes sense. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Kanika gave us the next steps, and we see the dates up there. I can tell you, if you're planning vacations and things like that, April 19th through June the 7th, that seems like a long time, but it really isn't. We've had shorter time frames, but hopefully we can make that cutoff. And I think if we have more people, I don't think that we're going to have a problem meeting that cutoff date. It was just 3 of us. So it depends on how many applications we get in. So hopefully, we'll get as many applications as possible, because I always encourage people to apply, and you'd be amazed of how many people in the county that don't even know about the LDC grants. They're just shocked. And I think that just came from the same people getting them over and over and over again. So, hopefully we fixed that last year. Okay, recommendations regarding the grants. I think that's something that we need to talk about when we form our committee. If anyone is interested in sitting on a committee within the LDC to help us go through these applications, where do you want them to send their names to, Ms. Holt Streeter? Would it be Letitia?
I'm sorry, I'm having problems unmuting. My apologies. And
No
it was
problem.
going in and out. Can you re-ask that question, please?
Yes, so we need at least I'm just gonna say 5 to 6 people to be prepared to go through the grants in accordance with the rating sheet that we use, and I still have that in Excel. So we would need 5 to 6 individuals on this committee. So if anyone is interested in sitting on this committee and going through those applications, can they send their name to Letitia? We'll put
Letitia,
it in the chat.
she's actually included an email. You can send it to LDC grants
Oh, okay.
at co.pg.md.us. I will repeat it again. It's LDC grants at co.pg.md.us. And it's also in the chat as well. Thank you, Ms. Letitia.
Okay, thank you. Meeting dates and times. So normally last year, the last 3 or 4 years, we've met on, today is Wednesday, right? Or is it Thursday?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. We've met on Wednesdays. See, that's what happens when you work remote. You forget what day it is. So we've met on Wednesdays, and it seemed to work out for most of us. So does anyone have any objections to us remaining on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock? I don't want to interrupt Bible study for anyone. So is that seem to be okay for everybody? Okay, Wednesdays at 7 o'clock it is, Miss Holt Streeter. See how quick that and fast that
I
was?
love it. I love it.
Okay, I had one more question, and I know it was the mid and final reports. This is one part, and I think Kanika can help me understand, or either Letitia. I never got to see the mid or final reports. Is that something that's part of the LDC committee's job to look at the mid-year and the final reports, or does that rest with Kanika? Because we have to make sure that they are using the money and spending the money on what we gave them the funding for. So whose responsibility is that? Local Development Council, Ms. Robinson. She said, what does LDC stand for?
Oh, okay. Yes, Local Development Council. And I think Kanika, she's just about to say something, I believe, about the mid
Yep.
report. Thank you.
Yep. So in the past, we would help collect the administrative side, will help collect those reports. And I'll admit, sometimes they were kind of turned in sparingly. And so, but we would help collect the reports, but they would be available upon request. But I don't think that we like deliberately let the LDC members know, like, the mid-year reports have been turned in. Do you want to review them? But that's something that we could do, if that was the request. I think last year we put them in the shared folder so that as you guys were looking through the applications, you wanted to see who had turned in their mid-year reports and read more about their programming. So that's something that we could continue to do. And right at your request, if you if the LDC wants to be able to see those, then we could put them in a shared folder so that you could see which organizations had turned them in and what they were saying about their funding. But
Okay,
OMB doesn't, I don't review them for content. I review them
okay,
that they've been turned in.
okay. So really, there is no oversight as far as looking to make sure that they are spending the money on what they are supposed to spend the money on.
I mean, I think that would be when Pastor Robinson kind of created like that oversight committee. I think that was his intent to create some of that, but right, at least on the staffing side of the county with the LDC, we're just kind of more helpers. And so, to the extent that the LDC, I know Pastor Robinson, he sent several organizations to audits and investigations.
Yes.
So if there's ever an inkling that someone isn't spending the money correctly, you could definitely do that. And then there's the programmatic reports that hopefully could shed some light into what, organizations are spending the money on. And I'm sure that the vast majority of them are spending it with integrity, but of course there's going to be some bad apples.
Okay.
But right, that's pretty much the extent, it's kind of whatever the LDC kind of wants to take on.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to get with Ms. Holt Streeter and Ms. Curry and Letitia, and we'll come up with a process to review those quarterly applications to ensure that they are spending the money on what they are, because I never was a part of that, and we don't want to embarrass the county executive or anything like that. So I'll do that offline with you guys, if you don't mind, Ms. Hope Streeter.
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. That's all I had on the agenda, or Letitia had on the agenda, for helping us write it up.
Dr. Lattimore, we did skip a portion, the elected
we did?
officials report. That's where Delegate Turner and Senator Muse and Delegate.
Oh, we did skip that. I am so sorry.
Okay.
See,
I just wanted to bring it
y'all
up.
have to
Move on, there's a
see. That's what I'm
question.
talking about. Call me out on it.
Oh,
One
no,
second.
no.
Miss Lane has a question. She wrote in the chat she have a question.
Okay.
Yes, I was just, my question was not really I don't know what it is. So last year, Pastor Robinson had called me and asked me to be on the oversight committee, but I mean, we never did anything. So I don't know. I mean, I guess just let me know if you still want me to be on the oversight committee or find a new committee to be on.
Yes, we do. We just have to come up with some business rules and processes of how that's going to run.
Okay. All right. That works.
Okay. So I apologize. So Delegate Turner, we're going to give you the floor.
Thank you, ladies. I didn't think that y'all forgot me.
No.
It's all right. I was sitting here, I was enjoying everything that y'all was talking about today. So that was really nice. I just had a couple of questions just to ask. So are we the committees that Pastor Robinson had put together, are we going to make up our own different ones? Are we going to stick with some of them that we had? Like, for instance, I mean, we had the committee for legislators. Then we had the oversight, okay? And you know what I'm saying? We had the grant committee. I think it was what, about 5 or 6 of them? If I could, that many?
Yes. I don't think half of them got off the ground, though.
Yes, right.
But his intent was to have those committees. He really tried hard to have those committees, but then we kept having turnover. So yeah, I totally agree that we need to do that.
Well, are we going to wait until we get our full I know I wrote down here that you said we have 9 okay, oh, here they are. Subcommittees, okay, oversight, okay, priority, okay, public relation. Okay, so you said we have 9 or 10 members now.
Delegate Turner, we're showing 9 members.
So we got 9, but we're supposed to have a total of 15, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are we taking applicants now? Applications to get on the committee, or how do we go about that?
We do have
Yes.
some that has been submitted to the appointment secretary for review. I will need to find out if she is accepting any more. I'm not too sure, but I will put that down as a as a task assignment.
Because Senator Muse had mentioned that he wanted to put up a couple of people that he said that inquired about the LDC and that they wanted to be on the committee. So I told him I would get back with him, and Ms. Taylor will take that back, that whatever y'all decide tonight, if it's too late for him to submit the two names that he had, or what you think?
I'm not sure. I will send an email. Matter of fact, I'll do it as we speak, to send an email to Miriam, our appointment secretary, and then we can follow back up to give you all an update.
Okay. She'll take it back to Senator Muse. Well, anyway, I enjoyed this meeting today. I sure appreciate y'all. And I was going to give a report, but I'm not gonna keep y'all past time. Maybe you know how I am. You never give a politician the mic. Okay, they just so long-winded. But I was just going to give a couple of things that's going on in Annapolis right now.
Sure.
So y'all just needed to know some FYI. Just FYI, that's what it is.
Yep, have at it.
I just want to let y'all know that we did pass now. One of the biggest things that's going on is that 210 bill that Delegate Chris Valderrama had put it in. We did get it through the Prince George's delegation. I just want to let y'all know. And it's going to the Big Standard Committee. And we want to get it passed because it's to increase the fines and penalties. When these speeders going up and down 210, making our streets, making 210 one of the dangerous roads in the county. And I don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing that 210 is the most dangerous. But you know what I'm saying? So I just want to let y'all know that we did work on it, and we've been meeting a lot, and we got it passed through the Prince George's delegation, just letting you know. Also, I wanted to just FYI, I spoke with Cedar and the NAACP, and they want to know a lot about the LDC, so they can help in any kind of way with anything that they need to help with on real properties and in inheritance. People, they said, we would like to participate. I said, well, I don't think we are not just taking nobody. We could have Cedar coming and talk with us at our meetings sometime. We'll put them on the agenda one day, and in the NAACP, to talk to the LDCs and tell them what's going on in the county otherwise. And so just letting you know that the budget is not with us delegates this year. The senators got it this year. So we still working with the budget, trying to get us some money through the budget. And so, but the governor, he already presented his budget. So now we got to work around the budget. You got to understand one process. You don't, you can suggest and try to add on, but the governor sets his budget. And so we have to work around him. So it's a lot going on up there, and we got few we bond bills, if anybody wanted to do anything with bond bills, hearing Senator Muse and I and Delegate Woods was putting in bond bills, and the deadline is getting ready to come to a halt here. So if they know anybody that needs bond bills, they need to contact us ASAP. We have one with the Elks Club. Muse and I put in a bond bill for the Elks Lodge that is on Temple Hills. So it was right in our area. So we put in that bond bill. We give bond bills to the schools, you know, when they need lockers and they need some different things that to make their schools a little better. We got four. Well, I wonder if the 4 high schools are in the 6-mile radius, which is Crossland and Friendly and Oxon Hill and Potomac.
Yes.
Are they all in the 6-mile radius?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am, because we
now
gave them money for some of their programs.
Okay, well, good, because they can notify us too to put in for some things that they need as well for bond bills. Okay, so I'm gonna keep everybody abreast about what's going on in Annapolis, especially that I'm keeping my eye on the prize with that budget. I just want y'all to know. They keep saying we don't have too much money, but we need most of our money to fund the education in our schools. It's right now they are making a lot of cuts, and I will, the next time we have our meeting, which is the next third Wednesday. That's what
Yes,
third
ma'am.
Wednesday. I will bring you an update on the cuts that they are making to our education in our schools, and so it's going to be a whole list of cuts. I just didn't have it tonight, but I will get it from the county and the cuts that they're making with us for the Prince George's delegation. Again, I just appreciate everybody, me being the new vice chair, and I'm working with the famous Dr. Lattimore and the rest of y'all. I appreciate you. Know y'all can call me for anything. Dr. Lattimore got my speed dial. She can call me at any time, you know. So I am here, and Senator Muse and Woods, you got three good elected officials this time around. I just want to let you know we will work with the LDC, and anything that y'all need, all you got to do is give us a call. And thank you all for being very helpful. I appreciate it. Just want to make sure that we get the right. I didn't know I had to pre-register. I've been a member since the day they put this LDC together. And then y'all had to tell me I had to register all over again like I was brand new. But
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. I still love y'all any old way. I registered.
You have to do that every time now.
Oh, now it's every time.
Well, we did it last year. Yeah, you had to register. Maybe some of your chief of staff, or maybe they did it for you. Now, one of them called me today, and he was
indeed. Yes,
and John or something, and he was like, "I have never done this before." So he knows now.
Yeah, he knows now. He knows.
Yeah.
I got it down packed now. Okay, and then if I had to, I got Miss Taylor on. She'll bring that information back to Senator Muse, and I'm right next door to Delegate Woods. So anything that I hear tonight, I took good notes, and I will pass it down to Delegate Woods. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your outreach. We appreciate that. And
Thank
glad
you.
to have you as the vice chair as well. I enjoyed you last year.
That's Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay,
Dr. Lattimore,
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
Dr. Lattimore, there's a hand up by
Oh, I'm
Ms.
sorry.
Parker.
Ms. Parker.
Yes, can I just get the bill number, Delegate Turner, for the bill around 210? And do you have a hearing date for that?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet. I will get it to you. You know, if I get it before the next third Wednesday, I will send the message to Dr. Lattimore and let her know when the date is.
And
Okay.
can you make sure that Miss Holt Streeter is on that
Oh,
as well?
yes. Okay, sure will, Miss Streeter. I will get the message to you too.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you
Streeter,
very much.
Ms. Streeter, just to confirm, you have my contact information, correct?
I think
This is-
I do, Ms. Parker, but let me confirm. Hold on, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Delegate Turner, are they talking anything about helping us with the issue with the carjackings?
No, unfortunately, they didn't talk about that this time around, but I sure will ask them. Is it really outrageous now? These carjackings and all this good stuff. These people are just gone crazy around here. Well, I'm gonna have to pray for them. I really will.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Parker, I thought I did, but I checked
Oh.
again. Unfortunately, I did lose some information from my phone. So
I'll
might-
send it to you in the chat right now.
okay, I was going to send you a chat, but I don't see where I can send you one directly. Miss
When you
Letitia,
press everyone, just click on that drop down arrow and you'll be able to select her name.
yeah, it
That's
just
on
has
the-
your name and
It just has your name, the
yeah, your
host.
name is Sheila. Miss Sheila.
Yeah, it just has the host and co-host. So look,
Miss
I'll
Parker,
change those settings for next time, but if you
okay,
want
and
to
I'm
send
gonna
it to
put
the
my
email, then I can put it in our database that way.
I'm sorry, I was talking, so I probably overtalked you, Letitia. I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
I said if she doesn't want to put it in the chat to me directly, then she can send it to the email and I'll make sure it gets updated in your Outlook.
I can send it to you directly, Miss Curry. That's fine. 1 second.
All righty. Thank you.
okay. So Miss Taylor, would you like to give us an outbrief for Senator Muse?
So Delegate Turner, I think she covered a lot, but as I spoke earlier, one of the things that we were just really excited about is the PG County Health and Wellness bill that Senator Muse has been working on, that will just bring more opportunities to our county to help our people become more healthy. So we're really looking forward to that. Also, Senator Muse is really big on education, and I know you guys probably already know, but we're about to kick off the scholarship season, so I just wanted everybody to be aware of that, and I can provide more information on how to get people to apply. Usually they go to his website, but we're amping up to roll that out soon. But other than that, I don't have anything else for today.
Okay, but thank you very much, and we appreciate you coming on his behalf, and send our blessings and greetings to Senator Muse.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Streeter, is there anything else on the agenda that you would like to cover, or does anyone have any questions or comments?
Nothing from me on my side. And let me just confirm anything from Ms. Sheila, Letitia, or Kanika? Anything we need to add or we may have omitted?
For me, I would just ask that everyone please again look at the roster that was shared in the email to make sure your information is updated. I did get an update from a couple of people in the chat. Thank you for that. And Miss Gloria Palmer has her hand raised.
Miss Palmer.
you. I just wanted to say that I did not get a reminder for this meeting, but it may be because I'm not on the committee. I'm not sure. If it's possible to send it to me, I'd appreciate it. But
Can you put your information in the chat to the host and the co-host?
Yes, and I wanted to check. I've been on grant committees before, and anytime that we've had our meetings, other people from the public sector could join in also. So I was just curious, by the next meeting, would we know whether or not there were any additional positions for appointments to this committee, if that was available? Because I think I might be interested, but I'm willing to wait to see whether or not there are any available positions.
I will check, as I shared earlier, with our appointment secretary to see if she has the number of people that they're vetting. And if not, we will send another message out indicating that we are now still receiving resumes to review as well. So we will keep you posted.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, are there any more questions? Ms. Curry, do you have anything?
No, I think we are good. This was a wonderful meeting.
Yes,
Nice.
it
Dr.
was.
Lattimore, Delegate Turner, everybody, it's very, very good meeting. Lots of information. So I think we're in good shape. Kanika, thank you. She always does a great job. Letitia, Miss Barbara Holt Streeter, thank you. No, but I think we're good to go. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I would just like to put a bug in Letitia's ear that maybe the first, that's next week, that's this week. I would say the first week of February, but that's this week. Maybe the second week of February, if we could get together offline so that we can kind of put the agenda together and discuss the committees and things. I would really appreciate that.
Absolutely. We can definitely
Okay.
schedule that. I will send out an email tomorrow in regards to that so we can look at the times for that.
Okay.
And also to someone's point in the chat about invites, the invites are posted on the LDC website, on the Prince George's County Executive website. And it's a registration link that is there on the homepage under meetings. And it's a reoccurring meeting. So as Ms. Delegate Turner mentioned earlier, you will have to register when you click that link, and it will tell you when the next meeting is. And once you put in your name and email, it will then give us your contact information so we can download that for future communications if necessary. However, there is not a reoccurring invite via Zoom or an email account. It's simply on the website as a public meeting, as an open meeting. And that link will allow you to register for each meeting for every month. And the recordings are also posted there as well. So there's another section on the website right above it that will say agendas and recordings. You click on that and it'll allow you to look for whichever agenda or whichever recording you so wish.
Okay, thank you, Letitia. And thank you for putting everything together. You and Kanika, you did a wonderful job. I truly appreciate everything that you guys do. I think last year we couldn't have made it without you. I'm just going to be honest. Because I think we were kind of like all over the place trying to, set committees up, and Pastor Robinson was just trying to, get things done. And, it was his last year. So we're going to take off where he left off. And his famous words were, if all hearts and minds are clear, can we have a motion from Delegate Turner? Look, okay.
I'm sorry. I just noticed on the chat, I apologize. Letitia updated the email address. Although it's in the chat, I do want to repeat it again. It is actually PGLDC Grants. That's PGLDC Grants at co.pg.md co.pg.md.us. All right. PGC LDC grants. All right. Thank you all. Okay, now Dr. Latimer.
Yes, as I was saying, Pastor Robinson used to always say, if all hearts and minds are clear, can I have a motion to adjourn? And Delegate Turner would
So moved.
always, see, there you go. Okay. I second that, and I thank y'all so much for putting up with me. I was a little nervous tonight, but I knew that Ms. Holder, Ms. Holt Streeter, Letitia, and Ms. Curry were going to be here, and Delegate Turner, I knew she was going to be here. So I knew I was surrounded with support. So I really want to thank y'all, and I look forward to seeing you guys next month. Be safe, and by all means, if you know of anyone that wants to come to these meetings, please spread the word about the grants, so that we can get some new applications in. Last year, I went from small business to small business and told everybody. So I think last year we got like 73 grants. It was the first time for a while. So with that said, everybody have a great night, and thank you, strategic partners, for helping us through this. And we look forward to working with you guys.
Likewise. Thank you all.
Right.
Have a good evening.
Great
Have a
job,
good
Dr.
night.
Lattimore. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Love you.
Love y'all too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.